Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Sophie, if we haven't met before. Introducing myself, this is a little bit of a diversion from my usual content on YouTube. I am a booktuber and a knitter based in the UK, and I'm starting to make some videos about knitting alongside the standard sort of booktube videos that I've been making for, gosh, 7 or 8 years now. So, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you are a regular viewer. I thought today it would be fun to talk about what things am I planning on knitting through the winter, and this might be a bit of an overly ambitious list because I am in my knitting era. I've definitely caught the bug, and I wanted to share with you what things I'm feeling excited for. So starting with socks, I'll actually show you my current work in progress, which is over here. These are the Colourwork Cuff Club socks, August's pattern by Summer Lee, and they are my second attempt, I think, at stranded colourwork, and my first wearable in stranded colourwork. They did have iteration number 1 where my floats weren't quite loose enough, so we're on to iteration number 2. But they felt like a safe way to branch out into some stranded colourwork. I really want to try and do a colourwork yoke jumper at some point, but I think I need a bit of practice first. Thus, the lovely socks. The next socks that I have on my list are from the book 52 Weeks of Socks, and they're the Avena pattern by designer Natalia Velesiva. And these are a sock which uses a little bit of crochet throughout. Now, I can crochet, she says, in theory. I have crocheted. I haven't actually practiced crochet in a really long time. So these will be interesting. I think it requires a crochet cast on and then the use of a crochet hook throughout to navigate some of the wool. But yeah, so they are a little bit intimidating. I've had the wool for these for a little bit of time. I am going to use the suggested one, which is the opal sock wool, sock yarn. I'm doing those in white, which I think was a bit of a mistake, having now knitted a fair few pairs of socks, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. These aren't that high up in my queue because there is a little bit of an intimidation factor, I think, combining the knitting and crochet together. And then the second pair of socks I'm hoping to work my way through are a stranded colourwork pair of socks with stranded colourwork throughout, because I think hopefully that will help me kind of really get the hang of managing my floats. And they are the Bearberry socks by The Petite Knitter. These are just an absolutely gorgeous pair of contrasting socks. And I actually, hang on, I'll go get the wool for those. It just so happens it was behind me, so I can, in fact, show you. So I got 2 skeins of, hopefully if I move my face, Le Bien-Aimé Mondim collaboration, and the first colourway is Undergrowth, which is, it's this gorgeous like brown with, it almost has like greeny bits to it. It's really lovely, really nice, and it's kind of purpley as well. I don't know how well you can kind of see that, but really pretty. And then the second colour that I'm going to be using as contrast is Sandstone, which is this beige. It's kind of pretty, you know, pretty kind of flowing in terms of the colours. There's not quite so much variation, so that's those two together that I'm going to hold together for the Bearberry socks. And yeah, they are much more advanced than the ones I'm currently doing, but I like a challenge. I'm definitely a confident beginner. And then the other thing I'm going to be doing with those 2 yarns again, so again I'll just hold them up just again, so these 2 here, is the Saskia hat. So all of this is practice for one of the Petite Knitter's colourwork yoke patterns, Caribou Crossing, so that's the one I really want to knit. These other 2 are gorgeous patterns, and these are kind of the practice for that larger one. So the Saskia hat is just a plain like stockinette hat with some colourwork of some rabbits going around. The other thing I've been learning, so on this sock, sorry, I've also got a cold, so we're working our way through that, is I'm knitting all of this continental style, and I have never knitted continental before, so that's my first, so that I can knit in both hands. So I started doing the colour work continental with the contrast colour in left, and I'm knitting the remainder of the sock in my left hand, just again to get the hang of it, because I'd like to be able to do colour work with both hands. It's really good fun from having done it on the, I'm calling them my snow croaker socks, And then there are 2 jumpers on my list and 2 cardigans. This is why I mean this is a pretty ambitious list. So the first jumper on the list is one I haven't got the yarn for yet, but is one that I definitely want to make. It's really high up there on my list, which is the Cinema sweater, and that's by Veronica Lindberg. It's just a gorgeous pattern. I know that this is going to be one of those things that feels like it's really going to suit me, and I think it's a piece I can imagine myself wearing for work and also casually, and I do think I'm going to copy her in terms of both the sample colour and the sample yarn, which is Knitting for Olive Merino. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one. I think I'd get an awful lot of wear out of this piece, but I haven't yet got the yarn for that one. The one I have got the yarn for, which was a total accident, I didn't buy, I asked for a skein of yarn from a local dyer for Christmas, and when it arrived it was so beautiful. I was like, I can't just make socks from this, I have to make a jumper out of this, it's so pretty. So the one I'm going to use that wool for is sweater number 29, and the wool I'm going to use is from Loom. I may well do a video at some point like showing what I have in my yarn stash, so if I do that I'll show you the wool there, but there's a little picture here just for a taster, and it's in the colourway Evermore. Really gorgeous. So I'm going to use that held together with Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair to do sweater number 29 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. So yes, I'm excited to do that. I'm hoping that the speckling will come across okay in cables. It's my second cable knit jumper, so yeah, I haven't played around with speckles and cabling, but I think it would be good fun, and I think the colours will work quite nicely together. We will see. And then I have 2 cardigans, similarly, one of which I have yarn for, the other one I don't. So the one I have the yarn for is cardigan number 9 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. I'm going to knit this with the West Yorkshire Spinners in the colour Belmont, held together with, I think it's a Rowan Kid Silk Haze in burgundy, I want to say. So I'm going to hold those, or maybe it's claret, but I'm going to hold those 2 together and do that in a kind of deep burgundy wine tone. So I'm definitely going to do that one soon. I'm just waiting on the mohair to arrive. That one hasn't made its way in yet. And then the one I haven't yet got anything for, but I just really want to do, is it's just lovely textured, is the Beatrix cardigan by Gregoria Fibres. I'm not sure what I'd knit this one in, I haven't kind of gone through all of that detail, but that one is definitely the kind of textured cardigan that's on my list at the moment. I think that could be really good fun. So those are all of the projects that are on my queue on Ravelry right now that I'm hoping to get to this winter. I define winter as through until the end of February. That may be so enthusiastic, I don't know. But yes, I think it feels like I'm just excited about so many things at the minute, and I want to cast on and be working on so many things. The kind of other thing I would love to do, as I say, is make the Caribou Crossing sweater. I just have fallen in love with that design, but I know that I need to practice some other skills so that I can get that to a place where I'm making that to the standard that I would want to. So I'm hoping that this kind of colour work journey is going to be really good fun over the next few months. Yeah, if you are new to the channel, thank you for watching all the way through, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you especially, because I recognise that this isn't me talking about books for a change, so thank you for bearing with and hearing some enthusiasm in a different direction. I'll hopefully see you guys in another video soon, and look after yourselves. Until then, bye!